The top story at the half hour, the fees must fall activists and universities are on a collision course. Now, the South African Union of Students is calling for student organizations from various university campuses across the country to shut down universities today. Higher Education Minister Blade Nzimande has rubbished those claims that government has taken a decision on the 2017 universities fees matter.
Minister Nzimande has called for patience and cool heads, saying government has not yet pronounced itself on the matter. The minister says he's currently seeking further views and suggestions from stakeholders, including students and university councils, before making an announcement on the matter.
Now, he has expressed concern over threats to shut down the country's universities amid false claims that the government has recommended a fee increase for 2017. In a separate development, the South African National Civic Organization on Sunday urged students to remain calm. Sanko said those agitating for disruptions of higher education institutions are anarchists that do not have the welfare of the students at heart.
Well, joining us now on the phone line from the Fees Must Fall movement, Sindiwe Ndubuse. Apologies if I haven't got your name right there. Very good morning to you. Your reaction, obviously, to the possibility that there will be an increase in fees. Are we expected to see similar unrest like we did last year?
Yes, good morning. We as a people support any call for a shutdown or a protest that seeks to advance student interests. However, as of yet, we cannot say whether there shall be a protest or not. We understand that protests aren't just about saying there shall be a protest tomorrow and things happen. We know that people on the ground, the students, who are the people that matter the most, need to be aware of everything that's happening and then let them decide as to whatever information that they receive, whether or not they want to have a protest or shut down. And we are also waiting for the South African Union of Students to therefore engage with all student formations and give us a line of march, because all student formations and all universities have clear demands. Our demands remain resolute and clear, and there we want a black, free and socialist education, not a no-fee increment, and definitely a no-fee increment, but free education. And the readmission or bringing back of all students that were expelled and suspended or excluded because of fees must fall. The insourcing of all workers with a living wage. And the shackled TRC seeks justice for students in all institutions. So that is how students are standing at the moment. They're very skeptical as to whether they should act or not, based on the fact that should we do anything, should there be a revolt, then the government might just take it as a spur of the moment thing, because the Minister of Higher Education still hasn't announced a fee increment. Yes, we've had talks and we've had people telling us that the Minister of Higher Education is looking at a fee increment. And we heard that last week his announcement to tell us about the fee increment was postponed. However, we are waiting, and the people shall therefore decide whether a shutdown or a protest shall take place.
Now, you are from the Fees Must Fall movement. You've been at the forefront of those. Just talk us through whether you feel that shutting down various universities across the country would be in the best interest of the students and in order to advance the students' interests. I mean, is it not sort of shooting the students in the foot as well, looking at the other side of the coin with regards to them and their education, then taking a back seat for that time when it comes to actually completing studies?
I mean, last year we took to the streets, we tried everything. This year they told us that a commission was formed, which we feel is not taking us seriously if they are saying they are going to report back at next year, early next year or late next year as to whatever they find. However, we are still looking at negotiations and everything with government. We want to sit down and talk to them, have them give us a clear line, because what we know is we've been told by people and by lots of organizations that free education would be feasible in South Africa. So we don't understand why government is still giving us a runaround. And if government wants to find a solution to this, let them come to us as a person. Stop saying they're building commissions or whatever that are taking up our time and saying, no, what they want is to give us feedback next year. What we want to know is what is happening is in regards to next year's fees. We do not just leave to say, no, we want to protest, we want to be on the streets. We want to learn, we want to study because we are students at the end of the day. What we want is to get a degree and find a way to advance our parents and get ourselves out of poverty. So running around in the streets and taking things to the streets is not what ultimately we want. But if it gets to that, to a position where government gives us no other alternative as to having to go on the streets. I mean, we have been trying, we've been looking like we've been silent for all along, but we haven't been silent. We've been trying with government. We've been trying ways to speak with the Minister of Higher Education. However, Minister Blake Zimande, all he does is ridicule students and takes us as though we are not serious. He doesn't understand why we need free education. I mean, we don't have parents who are in government, who have money, who are able to take us to school. I mean, as I'm speaking to you right now, students have been excluded from school. NSFAS hasn't funded most of the students because we don't know why, because they know we are still people who are suffering. We are suffering just because there was a no-fee increment in 2016. It does not mean that our situations have changed. We have been calling for a free decolonial education, and that is all we want. The government needs to speak to us in terms of a free decolonial black education and not be telling us about commissions who are looking into that. And then while giving us a commission, they are still speaking to people and finding out what fee increment do they suggest. So it means that
unfortunately we have run out of time. We appreciate you chatting to us here on Navuka Africa this morning. That was Singletiwe in Yobuse from the Fees Must Fall movement, joining us there on the phone line. Various activists are saying that there is word going around across the various tertiary institutions across the country of a possible shutdown. We know, looking back in the past, we saw hashtag Fees Must Fall and the impact that movement had on the students, saying that they do not want to see another fee increment in 2017 with regards to higher education. This individual saying that the government is not taking the students seriously, and for that reason there are those threats of a possible shutdown across the universities in the country. ANN7's got reporters on the ground, and we will keep you up to date.